How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Fearen, Fear Files. I have right here, right now, getting in frame. Pull your chair up a little bit for me.
Yeah, see, we talking about.
Well, let me just, I'm introducing this. he jumping the gun. He new to this, but this is my guy Rodney, Hot Rod. Right now, what we doing is we question what's real, and we try to uncover the truth. This Fearen and Fear Files. I got a special guest here, Rodney. Let's tone it down a little bit, but we gonna get to these videos. We got a little bit of everything here. I got a little extra added at the end of the video, a surprise for you. We'll let y'all get to that at the end, but right now we're gonna get to these videos. There's still a little bit of things going on with Nolan trial, and I got some world event things going on. So let's get to the video.
I don't realize this about Mississippi. As someone from Mississippi, here's what I actually experienced. The people down here are 50-50. Actually, what I mean by that is 50% together and 50% divided. Yes, they pick and choose down here. And if you know, you know. Now, I do know that this video is finna piss a lot of y'all off. I can't be 1 in 10,000. Just sit back and let it keep happening. I am victim to a lot of white folks that love to pull their card, especially when they feel like they got the advantage. For example, a job. For example, at the dealership, apartment complexes. Like, you just gotta make it make sense. I can go on, and there's plenty more. Message that I'm trying to get through is Mississippi is not like the other states. It's a lot of racism going on with y'all there too. It's a lot of them still think that we back in the 1800s. And they really trying to do the modern day slavery. And y'all love to picture it as just not qualified. But who's gonna tell Jimmy the only reason he got in before they quarantined was because the fact I'm gonna just label his ass, he know somebody. A year later, because you know it's always hard for us black people to get in at the same time, but a year later, Daquan got a full scholarship, running faster than Jimmy could ever be. That shit is built inside of us, man. And I don't care what you try to do. You can't stop this, man. This video is not for all. Genuinely, shout out to the ones that are trying to make a change and be on our side and believe there is no difference between skin color, you and I. It's all love, brother. Welcome to Mississippi. Most.
Yeah, being that I'm a person that's from Mississippi, man, I can tell you Mississippi is a tough time. You know, there's nothing to play with. And then the judges and everything down there, they think that that's their city, man. And they serious about their city. They don't play. All right, let's move on to the next video.
I told you goofy motherfuckers they killed Nolan. Then tell me why the fuck is his neck missing? No, we gonna sit here and talk about this, especially you racist motherfuckers that was like, oh, how you know? You don't know, he drowned, get over it. And especially that one brother, man, I wish I could remember your name, and I'm gonna double back on you, bro. You sat up there and you tried to say, forget about it, stop pressing and making it a race issue and all this. No, fuck that, it is a race issue. They killed that brother.
Yeah, they did.
Back of his head got trauma. The interior neck is missing. Explain to me how the interior neck is missing. I want to see you dumbasses come up with an excuse with this one. Yeah. So hey, listen, why I go knock out these haircuts? I want y'all to really sit here and tell me why the fuck are we steady sitting here letting these motherfuckers play in our face? Even if, especially if you're non-racist and y'all see what's going on, this shit should make you upset. There's no way in any shape, form, or fashion, if you are a good-hearted human being, you're not sitting back saying, man, that's fucked up. No, that's not right. That's not right. Y'all to say here it teeter-tottered on the Cyrus issue, knowing damn well they was wrong for chasing that boy down 120 yards and shooting them all in his back. But y'all want to look for any justification of killing the black man. He had a gun. He had a gun. I'm telling y'all, bro, it's only so much bullshit motherfuckers can take. Can't shit be done by yourself. It can't. Y'all sit up here and y'all play all day on this motherfucking app, play on the game all day, but can't get serious not one bit, bro. I'm talking to my people, especially y'all, and the rest of y'all, and the rest of you citizens of this country. Any of y'all that sit up here each day and go to church, let me tell y'all something right now. This is how I know y'all some goofy bitches and y'all some phony motherfuckers. If y'all sit up here, and that was a message, by the way. If y'all sit up here and y'all call yourself going to church, you hear me? Yeah, y'all be praying to God. I know y'all not praying to my God, and I'm gonna break it down and tell you why you're not praying to the God I pray to. Y'all will sit here and pray to God, and it's in y'all scripture. It tells y'all to be merciful, to be loving, to be caring. But yet y'all could sit up here and see that this boy was murdered, but still hopping on posts and comments and make racist comments and still trying to find a way to justify it. How you God fearing, bro? You not praying to my God. You ain't praying to my God. You ain't praying to the Creator. Because the Creator don't welcome people like that. No, I'm keeping it hot. So while you sitting here, you playing games with a religion, we all gonna have to go answer to the Creator one day. Just know he see all this shit. But there's nothing Christianity about you, bro. There's nothing about you that says merciful. Because yet you still sit on your couch and don't want to do shit about it because it's your people. And to my people, y'all want to sit here and shake y'all ass all day long. Y'all want to sit here and represent Cutwater. Y'all want to represent Don Julio. Y'all want to go to all these rap concerts, all this other shit, bro. But y'all don't want to stand up for nothing. But y'all want to sit here and bathe in the glory and festivities that was given to you by the sacrifice of your people. And you can't even pay your dues. All you want to do is go shake your motherfucking ass and play around. Man, listen, we ain't the same, nigga. I know the fuck I'm going when I die.
Hold on, did you just say there's a ship under Antarctica?
Not just any ship. It's not human. They found it in 1996, 2 miles beneath the ice near Dome Sea. The media called it a geological anomaly, but it's 1,300 feet long, perfectly symmetrical with alloys we can't replicate.
How'd they even find it?
Thermal scans. NASA was mapping geothermal vents. This thing was emitting heat. It's still warm after 10,000 years.
So who built it?
The theory? A pre-Ice Age civilization or something off-world. Inside they found chambers with hieroglyphs, not Egyptian, circular symbols, fractal patterns, and one room lined with quartz tuned to 432 hertz.
Like for resonance?
Exactly. They think it communicates, not through
Awakened to the devil's spear, and now they will go, is the B-1B, launched the supersonic bomber most loaded on the planet, returned to the skies of Iran, taking off from the Fairford base in the United Kingdom. One only B-1B can carry 34 T of bombs in one single flight, more than any other bomber in the world, more than the B-52, more than B-2 Spirit, and flies supersonic at low altitude to defenses. These aircraft carry GPS-guided bunker-piercing pumps that can pass through 30 meters of concrete before exploding, specifically designed to destroy subway facilities where they will go hides their missiles and nuclear program. Al Yashira's cameras recorded the ground crews in Fairford charging these bombs on airplanes in real time, and Russia adds to the operations that go on this base. 11 consecutive nights of attacks, combining B-1, BB-52, and houses F-15. But here is the data that nobody expected today. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard has just publicly threatened with attacking the Fairford base on British soil, said that any base used to attack Iran is one target.
I've listened to a lot of rap music. You know what I've never done? Shot up a school. I want to approach this from a place of curiosity, because the thing that troubles me about a lot of the way you structure your arguments is that it seems to suggest to me that you perhaps believe that there's some moral deficit that black people have that inclines us to commit more crimes.
I don't believe
and I guess
that.
my question is, what do you think that moral lack is?
I don't really think it's a I don't think it's a sweeping generalization that every black person somehow is born inherently evil or inherently a criminal. I think that there's different things that do cause people to fall down a path of committing crimes, which is what their fathers did and what their mothers did.
One might say context and systemic racism. Or
I
no?
don't think it has. I think it had much to do with racism.
No.
I don't think it has. Like for instance, we can isolate
Yeah.
criminal activity that happened in the black community that has no hand or involvement from white people.
Yeah.
You know, a young man deciding to grab a gun and do a shooting has nothing to do with white people. A young man having sex with 5 and 6 women, getting them pregnant, and not standing up for his responsibilities has nothing to do with white people.
See, but when you tell stories like that, it seems to suggest that you're saying that black people are responsible for all of that versus these isolated incidents, these mythical isolated incidents that you're bringing up. I guess
I'm saying it's personal responsibility.
Yeah, so you're saying
there's no white man there.
There's an epidemic of personal responsibility inside the black community.
I agree with
How
that.
do you measure that?
By looking at the effects of it, looking at what black people are doing over time.
So earlier, people have come up and given you a vast number of statistics that indicate systemic racism, inequality, poverty, education. It's happened over and over again. Yet you claim black people have an epidemic of personal responsibility, but you can't give a single statistic that indicates that. How do you
they
measure
have an
that?
epidemic of personal responsibility. You see the outcomes.
Is it the rap music?
If that's one indicator.
Yeah.
It's
rap music.
It's rap music.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Who wrote that song?
Let me give you an example of why this is different.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example of why this is different.
Come on. Let's talk about rap.
And I'm gonna tell you how it has a negative effect on black people.
Yeah.
White people actually listen to rap music way more than black people do. They purchase it more.
Mm-hmm.
But black people are living the stuff that's in the music.
Mm-hmm.
White people fantasize of what it may be like to run up on your op and shoot somebody and kill them and go
spit
to
those
prison.
bars. Come on.
And selling dope in the hood to your own people.
Yeah.
Black people are living it. It's a reality and
Yeah.
it's reinforced. You cannot tell me that that's not a form of brainwashing.
Allow me to drop a thought. Black parents must come to realize that they may be part of the problem when their kids lose sight of their own cultural heritage and race. Some black parents love the idea of their black kid being the only black kid in a white group. They somehow believe that it's progress and indications of great success when they can claim mostly white friends. There is an inherent danger when our kids grow up with this illusion of inclusion. Now take, for instance, the Nolan Wells case. It should be a warning shot to all black parents. Stop patting yourself on the back just because you've escaped your own people. At some point, you will realize that all you might have one day are your own people. We have been taught and programmed to not think well of our own race. Therefore, we associate everything good with being white. Now, without any chastisement of the Wells parents, I truly believe that they will search their own souls and parenting styles in regard to their tragic loss. Isolation is isolation. We could not afford to allow our children to isolate themselves in groups that lack other members of their own race. Example, there is a photo of Nolan Wells during his vacation trip in the water with nothing but white people around him, surrounded by nothing but white people. Now, why didn't he see this as possibly a dangerous situation or at least simply unsafe? It's because he was not aware of what's called race predicament. Most black people know to be uncomfortable in situations when you're in that kind of situation. I'm reminded of the movie Get Out. You remember the movie Get Out, don't you? While we want to get along and love all of God's children, at the same time, we've got to come to the realization that everybody does not like us. Everyone does not love us. There are people out there who hate us just for the color of our skin. Black people cannot lower their guard and be so trusting in potentially challenging situations.
All right, I'm gonna cool out for a minute. Let Rodney take him some time off, but I'm finna get back to the video.
I'll sit up here. Fearen, bro. Sit here.
100.
Clear, people have come up and given you. Yeah, it's rap music.
Allow me to drop a thought. Black parents must come to realize that they may be part of the problem when their kids lose sight of their own cultural heritage and race. Some black parents love the idea of their black kid being the only black kid in a white group. They somehow believe that it's progress and indications of great success when they can claim mostly white friends. There is an inherent danger when our kids grow up with this illusion of inclusion. Now take, for instance, the Nolan Wells case. It should be a warning shot to all black parents. Stop patting yourself on the back just because you've escaped your own people. At some point, you will realize that all you might have one day are your own people. We have been taught and programmed to not think well of our own race. Therefore, we associate everything good with being white. Now, without any chastisement of the Wells parents, I truly believe that they will search their own souls and parenting styles in regard to their tragic loss. Isolation is isolation. We could not afford to allow our children to isolate themselves in groups that lack other members of their own race. Example, there is a photo of Nolan Wells during his vacation trip in the water with nothing but white people around him, surrounded by nothing but white people. Now, why didn't he see this as possibly a dangerous situation or at least simply unsafe? It's because he was not aware of what's called race predicament. Most black people know to be uncomfortable in situations when you're in that kind of situation. I'm reminded of the movie Get Out. You remember the movie Get Out, don't you? While we want to get along and love all of God's children, at the same time, we've got to come to the realization that everybody does not like us. Everyone does not love us. There are people out there who hate us just for the color of our skin. Black people cannot lower their guard and be so trusting in potentially challenging situations. We must maintain what I call a hermeneutics of suspicion. What does this mean, Atkins? It means we must consider any and all possible situations as maybe threatening and not safe for us. It appears that Nolan Wells was too trusting of his so-called friends, and I truly believe that truth will eventually come out, and when it does, we'll find out that racism is in the mix of everything bad that happened to this young man.
Listen, now I see the play. Trump is in the Middle East willing and dealing, giving them folks anything they fucking want, long as they back him in this war that he's fucking losing. So now he's over there ass grabbing with the Saudis, telling them that they can have a nuclear weapon. They can also be a nuclear country. Pissed off with Israel just a little bit because they fucking up everything over there in that region. Now, that's going to be a conflict. Watch, it's coming down the pipeline. BB ain't going to agree with this shit. Now, that's why they've been trying to hold these ceasefires, and he's talking about Iran is running to the table because they want to really work a deal. No, you want them folks to work a deal with you so you can go get you some people to go dig up their rich uranium, and you can get that bitch to the Saudis because them motherfuckers can't produce the shit in time. That's what the fuck that is. And that's why Iran is like, man, fuck these deals and we gonna do everything we can to fight these bitches off. Because how in the fuck you gonna make one country a nuclear power, but then you going at these folks over here calling them terrorists and saying that they the worst people in the world? You don't know what the fuck you want to do. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. Trump gonna be the destruction of this motherfucking planet. Listen what I'm telling you, man. Because soon as you get them, soon as they build that shit, who the fuck they gonna point that shit at? Because in Trump mind and in the U.S. mind, they're about to destroy Iran. Iran won't be able to do nothing. So it's only two people left in that region. So will we have Israel and the Saudis going at it? Or is they gonna point that shit over there in China? Or is they gonna point it at Russia? Or is the shit or is that nuclear weapon gonna come back and hunt the United States down the pipeline? These motherfuckers playing a dirty game, boy. But now I really see why Trump trying to get those folks to the table. And he want to go over there and dig up them people's shit. He don't want to get rid of that rich uranium. He want to get that bitch to the Saudis. Because it'll take their motherfucking ass a long time to put that shit together and build it up. when they can get the cheat code and just go get the shit that somebody already done made. I'm going to tell you something, boy. Iran finna strike they motherfucker. Iran finna strike a lot of shit over there. Iran finna fuck the Middle East up. Listen to what I'm telling you. I think when that news came out, I think they found out what's really happening. Y'all stay up out there. Get it out the mud.
A 7-year-old girl was brutally beaten by her teacher after he discovered she was wearing a Christian cross necklace. According to investigators, 24-year-old teacher Ray Sean noticed the necklace during class and questioned the young girl, Zoe Ann, about her religion. When she told him she was Christian, witnesses say his behavior changed immediately. Terrified, Zoe ran to a corner of the classroom, hoping to get away. But instead of calming down, Ray Sean allegedly dragged the 7-year-old into an empty area and continued assaulting her while she begged him to stop. Students and staff who witnessed the attack rushed to intervene before calling emergency services. Zoe was taken to a nearby hospital where doctors discovered multiple injuries across her body, along with signs of severe emotional trauma and confusion. The case quickly sparked outrage across the country. Zoe's mother later filed criminal charges against the teacher, but during questioning, Rayshan insisted he had done nothing wrong. He claimed he never knew the child was Christian beforehand and argued that allowing religious symbols in his classroom violated his personal beliefs. Ray Sean is now being held in custody while awaiting trial, and the case has ignited a nationwide debate over child abuse, religious discrimination, and the responsibility teachers have to protect their students. Do you think this teacher deserves the maximum sentence, or should there be another form of punishment?
Racist tells a black family that the KKK is coming for them. Here it is.
Who you talking to? They're gonna have a parade. Hey. They're gonna have a parade. Get security for she catch one. What? Get security for she catch one today, not the that. Walk over here. Come here. Hey, Chris. You said what? You said what? You need to go about your business. Go about your business. Go about your business. You're black. Go about your business. Go about your business. I'm telling you, you better go about your business in this. That's a go about your business. Go about your business, baby. Go about your business. Go about your business. Go about your. Get your black ass out of my face. Yeah, you gonna need 3 in the minute. I'm gonna tap and tackle your mother ass. You keep playing with me. You thought this was? What am I screaming and hollering for? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll get on you in a minute. Don't worry about it. Hold on. You asking me why I'm screaming and hollering. She walked up to me in a line and said the KKK something. Okay, I ain't letting nothing go. Y'all tripping. Now y'all want me to let it go? Y'all ain't even escort the building.
So what her coworkers said there at the end, let it go. Security or manager or just a coworker was telling her to let go, a death threat. That's what I heard. I heard a death threat. If the KKK is coming for you, do we not have a history of what the KKK coming for you means in this country? I heard a death threat. And quite frankly, under the circumstances of that death threat, I heard a woman who was quite restrained. I heard a customer who was out of control and issuing a death threat. TikTok user, she is Bucks, posted this interaction between her and a racist woman in Albertson, Dallas, Texas. She added this in the caption. What a day, to say the least. Gas, high as. I can't get no snacks on food stamps. I'm broke as. And then a woman decides to walk up to me and my 8-year-old and say, do you know the KKK is on their way in here? At first, I thought I was tripping. I instantly grabbed my camera. This is the Albertsons on East Loop. My days are already hard enough. Why would she walk past a whole store of people to bother me? I didn't say 2 words to this lady. She walked up to me, checking out, and said that. No further information for now. Okay, so she's a customer. And this lady decides that she wants to be attracted to her blackness and the blackness of her child and issue a death threat. Have I gone too far, Senator? It's a death threat to me, but I'm willing to hear you out.
Oh, you went just where it needs to go. That was a death threat. And notice how they, telling her to be cool, calm, and collected. She was more than cool, calm, and collected. The KKK, founded in the late 1800s, pretty much after the Civil War, defeated Confederate veterans. The number of lynchings in this country, primarily Black people lynched for just being Black. So these, just like the other story, the other segment we just did here, they knew exactly what to say. They knew exactly what they were doing. This is beyond a microaggression. This is a macroaggression. You threatening somebody's life. The KKK is coming for you. I don't know if you remember when the KKK came to Cleveland in 1990, I think it was 1999. I'm not sure if you were at Channel 19 by then, but Mayor Michael R. White was the mayor then. He got a call from the one of the Grand Dragons and said, hey, we're coming through your town. And of course, the Mayor Michael R. White, is a Black man, did not want the KKK to come, but he took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the state of Ohio, the charter of the city of Cleveland. And he prepared our city for the KKK to come in, and they came in. We had no incidences of violence, nothing torn up, torn down, because he handled this situation. And he did his job, even though he did not want them here, obviously. They have a First Amendment right. But you can imagine a Black mayor being told that the KKK is about to come through a predominantly Black city for no other reason but to taunt Black people. I worked for the mayor at that time. But to go back to this young lady, she was magnificently composed. And I love, because Black women can handle multiple situations at a time. She said, what you say to me? Oh, I'll be back to handle that. She's fighting everybody. But nobody came to her rescue to call out these white people who threatened her with a terrorist group. But yet they telling her, why don't she come?
Senator, I'm sorry. It's what you just said for me. I didn't put it enough when I said it was a death threat. It's what you just said. It's a terrorist group that she was threatening. Can you imagine if pick a different group and a different victim here?
That part.
And what would be, it'd be all over I can't believe it. This is crazy to me that we're just so dismissed. The history. It's not that long ago and still going on.
When it comes to Black people, but as you said, had it been another group, people would be all over it. Any type of bigotry and racism should be called out. But just that Black people are so expendable.
She can handle it. She's sassy. You're sassy.
Yeah.
You're tough. Because you're surviving, you're tough enough to handle it. Still let it go. No, I'm going to let it go. Call it what it is. That was terrorist. Terrorist threat right there.
That's it.
People thought it was just another military convoy until they noticed what was inside. Traffic came to a complete stop as a heavily armed military convoy escorted a massive reinforced containment cage down the highway. At first, most people assumed it was transporting military equipment until someone zoomed in with their phone. Hidden in the darkness sat what looked.
Emmett Till's life was taken because a white woman lied on him, not because he whistled and stared at a white woman. That is not what happened. And the more that y'all sit in front of us and try to convince us that racism is not alive and well in Mississippi, the more we are convinced that something actually did happen to Nolan Wells and that you all are trying to cover it up. Here's another one of their family friends who happens to be Black trying to convince us that Al Sharpton and Ben Crump are doing a disservice in the case of Nolan Wells.
When Ben Crump and Al Sharpton came to our state, I think one thing they did wrong was you can't come down here and start saying that our state is prejudiced. This is prejudiced place. This is the state that lynched and killed Emmett Till. Well, that was 71 years ago. And Emmett Till was killed for looking and whistling at a white woman. These days, it's so many Blacks having babies with white people. White men are marrying Black women down here. we have so many sandy brown haired mixed babies running around down here.
Mississippi still has one of the largest segregation issues when it comes to public education in this country. White people marrying black folks does not mean that racism doesn't exist and is not alive and well. And the same for the reverse. Y'all put the same level of energy into trying to find out what actually happened to Nolan Wells, we may make more progress. But trying to convince us of something that we all know is true, being false, is a waste of everybody's time.
Say, hey, listen, I know a lot of y'all ain't paying attention. I know a lot of y'all ain't paying attention because y'all think a lot of what she's saying is bullshit. But listen, the power lies in the booth. If you can't start at the bottom of the political process, you can't wait 4 years to try to elect your president to have power. Power starts right here. You don't know nobody in the city that can get a white elected official to come down to talk to a bunch of drunk niggas that won't even listen. They won't even listen. You can't get nobody in the city that'll get a white elected official that'll come talk to a bunch of drunk niggas who won't even listen. They ain't even stop talking. So the next time you have one of these events, you gotta take the drunk niggas out of the mix. Because the drunk niggas that's still talking while the political process is talking, they don't go to the polls. The niggas that's still talking right now, these gonna be the same niggas complaining when we go back to slavery. They gonna vote us back to slavery. Why? Because we don't have permanent rights. Say, drunk niggas. All the drunk niggas, listen up. 33% of your kids in Houston cannot read on or above their grade level. And I see why. Because when proper information is given, niggas get dumb. Niggas get stupid when real information come along. But I done seen niggas fill up the building. I done seen niggas come down here just cause I'm here cause they looking for trouble. They looking for trouble. But nigga, we got political elected officials here. We got county commissioners here. The person who got access to the files in the county running the county. Dumb niggas. Come on, Joe.
Hey, I just got to say that I didn't like how he just, nigga, dumb nigga this, nigga that. Man, come on, man. If we ain't got enough out of being called a nigga by now, man, you know what I'm saying? It should be, That's why they feel so free to call us niggas, because of niggas like that nigga. Sorry. Let's get back.
That, hey Warren, I just want to let you know that the interview with Officer Tatum did not prove your innocence at all. Actually, it made you more guilty now and more suspicious than ever. Exhibit A.
And what exactly do you see in the photos?
I see a body that matches the description of Nolan Wells, laying face down at the shoreline, right at the water's edge. And he was wearing swim trunks and, was, not moving, obviously. It just looked like he was sleeping on the beach.
The Cajun leaders said that they found the body in what appeared to be a, like he's sleeping or whatever, right? A sleeping position.
I assumed, Nolan's just, we had been drinking all day and that he's just sleeping somewhere and, that he's okay. But
I just find it kind of funny how you're mentioning you would just, you're hoping that he's just sleeping somewhere, you'll eventually wake up.
The next day, it got to be about 1 o'clock on July 5th, and I was like, my mind started to turn. I was like, man, if he's not awake yet, where is he? I got very, very worried.
And if he's not woke by now, but they found the body in a sleeping position. I don't know. I see dots. I'm just trying to put them together. And those dots look like they go together, Warren. I love how you continuously keep trying to throw Katie underneath the boat or Katie underneath the bus, but Katie has nothing to do with this. And the reason why I say that is because you keep moving Katie around. Katie was on the island, Katie was in the water, Katie was on the shore, Katie was in the front of the boat, Katie and Nolan was in the back of the boat. You have not been consistent as to where the last time you seen Nolan standing before the boat pulled off. Also, Javon's mom, with her team of 8 to 10 other black individuals, busted through y'all door in the middle of the night to retrieve a cell phone, and not one lick of law enforcement was called. Nobody fired shots. No white hood showed up. No guns was pulled. You mean to tell me there was no repercussions or consequences for Javon's mama in Ocean Springs, Mississippi now, busted through your door or whoever's door at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for a cell phone? Y'all ain't called the police at all. Y'all ain't called nobody. Y'all just said, oh, we gonna charge it to the game. In Ocean Springs, Mississippi. What was the reason y'all didn't call the laws on that lady? Why y'all ain't call them peoples on that lady? And then the emphasis on y'all don't have Nolan's password, y'all don't have Nolan's password. Sir, you don't need a password in order to access somebody's phone. All you need is a face. Face ID is this. Remember? Every time that man mentioned Nolan, you get the breathing hard. And why are you breathing so hard? What you so nervous for? Cause you don't do that when he talk about anything else. You talk about how you did this and that, cool. Anytime I start talking about Nolan or we start getting some details, it's what's going on? You okay? You shouldn't be nervous. You innocent.
The Three Musketeers were black men. You're going to love this one. The author of The Three Musketeers is a black man by the name of Alexandre Dumont, who was the son of Thomas Alexander Dumont, who practiced swordsmanship from Joseph Boulange. He also was a general under Napoleon. Alexander Dumont was inspired by the war between the Catholic crown of France and the Huguenot Protestants. This is my next source, History of the Conquest of Spain by Arab Moors. And I quote, "It has been asserted that when the Moors were driven out, thousands took refuge in south of Spain, who afterwards, abhorring the Roman Catholic persecution, became Huguenots. So the Huguenots were Moors fleeing from Spain and Portugal because Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand were doing an inquisition." This is my next source, The Black in the Western Art. Look at this Moorish couple. They are becoming slaves. Now look at this next poster. They became Christians. This is because the Catholic Church gave you 3 options. Convert, get unalived, or become a slave. This is my next source, The Image of the Black in the Western Art. And I quote, "The king of the Moors submitting to the Antichrist. This is what happened to all the royal families. They were converted to Catholicism and enslaved. This is why you don't know about them." And I quote, "Huguenots were French Protestants in the 16th and 17th centuries who followed teachings of theologian John Calvin."
Justice Kai James, Cyrus Carmack Belton, Juliana Nacita, Marcavius Rump, Stevenson King, Stephen Jones, Daquan Johnson, Cohen Wiley, Tania Nicole Miller, Nolan Xavier Wells. These are just a fraction of black people that have been found, murdered, lynched, wrongfully murdered by the police this year. Not that they ever stopped killing us or anything, but the number of black people turning up, hanging from trees, or murdered by police seems to be really increasing this year. The black children that seem to be popping up dead and coming up missing and the police won't help the families figure out, such as, I believe, Marcavius Rump, whose body was found burned and body parts were scattered across the woods and they couldn't even get help. His family had to find his body. They couldn't even get help from the police. Tania Nicole Miller was found hanging, was it on Juneteenth or found following a Juneteenth celebration? How many of those names do you actually recognize or do you remember from being reported on, or have you forgotten about because the media has underreported on them or just pushed their stories to the back? Never in a million years should we have moved on from a child, a 1-year-old, getting shot and killed by the police in Mississippi because they accused the mother of stealing even though she had the receipt. And then the police department lied to cover their ass and say the mother tried to run into them, but they shot the baby through the side of the door, which means the car wasn't near them. How many of those stories did you see covered more than a day or 2 or a week, or nationally covered, or before the country moved on to the very next headline? How long were they sitting here talking to us about fucking Taylor Swift and her dumb stupid ass wedding for an entire week? They can report all week on the wedding, who they thought might have came, who they thought might not have came, all week. But they will run one story about these people one time, or they won't run it at all. How many other black people do you think have turned up dead this year that we don't know about? Every single week, sometimes every few days, a black family is grieving and they have to penny pinch to get together funeral costs for some tragic fucking murder. They have to get up here and ask for help because of a sudden tragic death. And then don't get help from the people we pay taxes to. The people they pay taxes to. After the funerals, after all the chaos, it's silence. The cameras leave. Where's the people that care? Then what? Then another black body turns up. Then what? Then another one. Then what? Justice Kai James was a young black man whose death sparked protests, and they started punishing the students for protesting. Rick Child was let off for the murder of Cyrus Carmack Belton, while Carmelo Anthony gets locked up for defending himself. White men and, I don't know, white drawers? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know, that fake ass Klan that just marched on the 4th down in Washington, they're doing that down in Washington, where the rapist, sorry, I meant the president of the United States. That's the kind of America we've been in, by the way, but we're still currently living in, where white supremacists are marching in Washington. Outright. Hate groups are outside marching. But black people have to get shunned away and banished from existence for defending themselves. How many times did they go over Carmelo Anthony and shooting this stupid ass white boy? Sorry. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. How many times did they demonize that black woman for shooting that white man who was aggressive towards her? He was the aggressor. She told him to back the fuck up. And what's astonishing to me is how white people, especially white men, act like they don't have this history of being violent and aggressive, especially towards minorities and marginalized groups, but especially black people. I'm not gonna be very calm if a white man starts walking up on me. That's for sure. However, they have deemed us as the aggressors. But again, look at how many black children and black people have died since the beginning of this year. And again, these are just some of the names. Now, Nolan Xavier Wells had went missing on this boat with an all-white friend group. Sounds familiar. Miss Talma Horsford. I'm sure you've seen this picture. If you didn't know her name, you know it now. She had a sleepover with her friends. She turned up dead. Went on a boat to go celebrate the 4th with his friends. They found his body a few days later. And the FBI and lawyers told them to be quiet, not to talk to anyone. The friends then deleted the accounts. How many years has it been since Kendrick Johnson passed? We still don't know what happened to Kendrick Johnson. In fact, his mother, I believe it's his mother, her Facebook page just got deleted not too long ago. Some boy just randomly turned up, rolled up in a mat, face down, because it was a freak accident. Bullshit. Because I'm noticing. If I'm noticing, I'm sure a couple more people are going to notice. And now that I'm saying something, some more people are going to notice. I'm noticing the increase in black people that are turning up dead across the country and whose deaths are not being looked into, who are ending up swinging from trees, and their personal unaliveness, if you catch my drift. And then the lack of the police helping and trying to actually solve these deaths. I'm noticing that. I'm noticing that it keeps happening. It keeps picking up. Some of them don't make it onto the news at all. Juliana Nazita was 13 years old. She was found hanging from a tree in May. Again, they still don't bring up Kendrick Johnson. They know why. You don't think that as more black people turn up dead, we're not going to notice that? That's what I'm saying. There's an attack happening right now on black people that's really not being reported on too much, and in more ways than one. Again, an attack that never stopped. These deaths going underreported is a problem. Black children are not safe. Black people are not safe. They don't know what's happening to people within their own communities. It's performed to me, damn. But on the very birthday, this black boy goes out with his white friends, and he's missing on America's birthday. Is that not very interesting to me? Like, how can y'all run these news stories about pointless shit all day, but not be talking about this? Don't you have journalists for your jobs? This is an issue that has been going on for months and that is increasing, and the news outlets are not reporting on it. I called out on the news outlets back in May. That was for 3 teenagers alone. Since I went back to the beginning of this year, and since that video, there have been more deaths. So, like, why is it that when something happens to black people, when it's something bad, something that they can't benefit off of, they don't ever report it, and we have to find out about what happens to black people through social media? They've literally reported on Gen Z slang, the news outlets, which is just AAVE. Y'all can come up with news cycles and storylines for that, but you mean to tell me you can't put these people's faces up on the screen and share what happened to them? You don't know if people live in the same states, the same areas as these people who end up lynched, murdered, dead, shot by police. They don't get the chance to, as citizens, protest, call out these people. A lot of these murders go unsolved because the police won't help and never want to fucking investigate and actually do what the fuck our taxes pay them to do. Which means whoever commits these crimes goes free because nobody's checking for them. Last year alone, Houston residents were upset and worried about how many bodies they were finding in the bayou, but what they failed to tell you is that disproportionately most of them were black men. What have you heard about the bodies from the bayou? Nothing. But what next? What else? Because there's only but so many videos and hooting and hollering and advocating you can do, so what else? Now, I'm going to continue to call on the news outlets because, hello, I don't care, and I know this video is long, overly long, but this is an issue, it is a problem, and it needs to be reported on. I don't really give a fuck how long it is, truthfully.
At least a dozen states may have been compromised. The number of cyber attacks now growing.
Hackers may have targeted water systems in more states.
Water and wastewater utilities in as many as a dozen states, in addition to those initial 7 that we've already talked about.
It has now been confirmed that at least 12 U.S. states have been hit in attacks on water supply systems. Now, we'd heard a couple days ago that it was 7. Now, this morning, August 4th, 2026, we heard it was 9. And then just a couple of hours ago, it has now been confirmed that at least 12 U.S. states have been hit in water supply attacks. Let's take a look at the latest headlines so that way you can see it for yourself. At least 12 states face cyber attacks on their water systems, sources say. So far, there's been no widespread disruptions to water supplies or treatments, but we're going to get all the details here. As we are hearing, they are trying to shut off the water systems. Here's another one 5 hours ago. Cyber attacks target water systems in at least 12 states, according to the latest reports. U.S. waters suspected Iran cyber attacks include 12 states, and we're hearing that they do believe that all of this is pointing towards attacks from Iran on the United States for what is currently going on with the conflict in the Middle East. Now, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is Iran? This has not yet been confirmed, but they're saying it does look like they are suspecting this is the IRGC doing cyber attacks on U.S. critical infrastructure systems.
Doing some research on a lot of these white militias out here. I know it seems like I'm obsessed with them, but if you don't know your enemy, you will fall to your enemy's devices and their fucking schemes. All of these white militia groups are fucking funded millions of fucking dollars. These motherfuckers are putting their money where their fucking mouth is. They are. They're putting their money where their mouth is. These motherfuckers got millionaires backing them. Backing them. This is an admonishment to my brothers out here, black men. Us, we need to link. We need to link. We need to fund our own shit because we got enough money to do it. We need to fund our own shit. And to those of you who don't have a hive mindset, you need not even join. Meaning we share resources here with each other. Our security force needs to grow. We need security for our fucking people, y'all. We need security for our fucking people. A lot of us have to come up off these jobs in order to do so. But we need to take care of our families on top of that. We have the money, we have the resources, but it's too many individuals in our fucking community. Too many individuals. We can fund each other. We can fund each other's lifestyle. We really can. That means somebody got to be working. I get it. I get it. We need black celebrities because in truth, they're rich because of us. And no, black celebrities, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with the money that you've earned because you've worked for it. Don't get me wrong. But you're silent. Everyone is silent when it comes to what's happening with our folk out here. All of you motherfuckers are silent. I'm in Atlanta, from Atlanta, born in Atlanta, raised in Atlanta. T.I., where the fuck you at, player? You got much bread. We need you. Killer Mike, all y'all brothers. I can't tell you what, like I said, I ain't telling you what to do with your bread. But we need you. We need you. We need you. The brothers I have aren't enough. A couple hundred of us. It's not enough. These motherfuckers, the Sons of the Confederate, thousands of fucking members. Thousands. All of them in support of hate. And they're fucking funded by celebrities, millionaires, politicians, business owners, all that shit. So much so, they got hundreds of fucking acres donated to their fucking cause to train and build facilities to train for this. For unprovoked race war. They're provoking us. They're attacking us unprovoked, hanging our fucking children, mutilating our fucking daughters, raping our fucking children, sex trafficking our fucking children. gutting our fucking children, beating them to death, playing in our fucking face, antagonizing our fucking children, disrespecting our fucking children, women, men alike. I was once labeled a domestic terrorist. Did y'all know that shit? Because I speak out against this dumb shit and I move on this dumb shit. But I don't give a fuck about their labels. Because what they've always done as far as their labeling goes, they'll villainize you in the eyes of the public. Label you, throw a label on you. And then after they label you, they let that circulate for a minute, but then they act against you. I.e. harm you, kill you, do whatever they want to do. And because that label is already there, there's no sympathy bartered for you. None. Because he was a criminal anyway. They're good with those labels. Beware of that shit. Black men, listen to me, man. Brothers, we got to do this. We got to do this, man. There's too much going on. Black folk that are celebrities, those who are well-to-do, there are brothers out here that need you. Just need a little come up. If I had the bread, if I was a fucking millionaire, y'all, my wife told me this all the time. Baby, if we were millionaires, we wouldn't be millionaires long. I said, why you say that? She said, because you give it all away. She ain't lying. I keep money in my wallet all the fucking time, hundreds of dollars, and I always end up with it gone because I always bless somebody else with it. I ain't trying to tell you I'm trying to boast. I'm just telling you the heart that we need to have for one another. And my brothers, if I call you my brother, again, what I said in the video about a year ago, if I call you my brother, I never betray you, man. Never. But if you betray me, God fucking help you.
Hey, I feel the same way. Hey, I'll give you, man, a shirt off my back to help you, man, you know, but it seems like every time you try to help people, it always backfires. It always backfires on you. You know, you try and try and try, man, but friends are hard to find. Real good friends are hard to find. If you call someone friend, man, you need to be loyal to that friend, man. Trust. All right, let's get back to it. I got something special for you right now.
No, I just did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to feed my family. You know what I'm saying?
This afternoon, an 8 News Now exclusive before one of the biggest trials in Las Vegas history. A sit-down interview with the man accused in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis speaking with investigator Vanessa Murphy. A quick note, our team was not allowed to put a microphone on Davis due to security. That's why we've included subtitles.
The trial surrounding the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago is just days away. We were given the rare opportunity to sit down with the man at the center of it all, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, face to face while he waits here in jail.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't even in the matter. I wasn't in the matter, period.
Do you regret the book and the interview?
Yeah, I was just after the money, and they said I was covered. I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And
but did anyone tell you maybe it's not a good idea to do that because they might arrest you after they hear you say that or read it in your book? Like, did anyone close to you say not a good idea?
That was the ghostwriters. I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill, Frank Sinatra. Just read the book. You know I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? And the black thing, the lady, she gave me $150,000.
But then when I was watching the interview this week, and the way you sort of go through it by play, like then this happened, it's very believable.
They wrote me a script to follow. My lawyer came with the script. It seemed like he was in bed with them the whole time.
When you were talking in this interview about
Tupac's murder, and when you were doing this book, were you considering maybe his family at all?
No, I just did it for the money, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to feed my family, you know what I'm saying? And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I'm an innocent man. And they said, yeah, crib. I haven't been around that stuff since like 89. I stopped that stuff, pulled up my pants. I'm not no leader, no Crips, or none of that stuff. That's wrong. They just trying to make their case look good or something. He's a leader of the Crips. He's way up there in the Crips. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. I'm messing with Bloods, Crips, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was just the leader of the Crips. I helped Suge Knight get that record company together. You know what I'm saying? And why would I kill the guy that's making us the most money? You know what I'm saying? He's the best rapper back then. Why would I kill our money like that? It don't make sense. Suge Knight will tell you that I didn't do it. So,
Has the DA's office offered you any plea deals, and would you consider a plea deal?
I'm not gonna take no plea deal because I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm 63, I had a cancer battle, and I got 3 stents to my heart. And the average American lives to like 74 years old. 10 years, I'm dead. So what I don't like taking a deal, you know what I'm saying? I heard it was like something from 10 to 25. I'm not gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take a deal like that, and I have, especially after I haven't done nothing. I'm an innocent man.
How concerned are you that you'll be convicted after this trial and you won't get to spend your final years with your family?
Yeah, I think the Ninth Circuit Court's gonna let me go. I think they're gonna let me go, because it's not right. I'm gonna be all right though, because God upstairs, He got me, and He know I am this. Yeah, and I hate I put my family in jeopardy like this. So that's one regret I have.
Jury selection is scheduled for August 10th.
All right. That's about all I have for you guys for today. And, well, I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I hope you enjoyed my guest. He had to leave. He had an emergency. But it was nice having him here for a few minutes. Hot Rod, thank you for your help for the few seconds that you could make it. All right. I'd like to thank y'all. And I'd like y'all to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification so y'all can get some more of my content.